What would you do? Not touch the minimum wage or get out of the EU and control the borders?
I would get out of the EU so we could have a fair points-based system, so we don't favour people from outside of the EU over people in the EU.
Okay, Diane Abbott.
It doesn't make sense.
You answer? Pick up her point if you would.
My parents were immigrants, so the audience will forgive me if I say I worry about a narrative on immigration which only stresses the negatives, which is riddled with myths that immigrants just come here to sit down and live off benefits, and actually panders to people and raises expectations that you can clear the streets of anyone foreign-looking, when in 2016...
Because it's 2015.
2016, in a globalised world, it's not going to happen. I was in the House of Commons this week, and one of his own Conservative MPs asked David Cameron, with his fiddling around with benefits, how many fewer migrants will we see? He didn't answer.
Mr. Speaker.
Cameron's renegotiation is a con. It's a con. It's about managing the Tory party. It's all about his internal management of the Tory party. There are reasons to stay in Europe. There are reasons to stay out of Europe. I personally am glad we're having a referendum. I think it should be the people's referendum. Dominated by the games they're playing in the Tory party, Dave versus Boris. I think we should look at the real issues, have a genuine debate. It's a once-in-a-lifetime debate.
Yeah, we know all that.
Well, all right.
Now, wait a minute. No, the question... Now, I want to go back to the question that Darryl asked, which was about immigration. You know the Tory party had this plan at the last election, the manifesto, to limit immigration to tens of thousands.
Yeah, but
what's your opinion on the level of immigration that this country should try to achieve, or do you think it should be open to anybody?
This country's never had open door immigration. This country's never had open door immigration.
People know you're talking bullshit.
This country's never had open door immigration.
Yo lo primero que entraba a donde me colocaba pedía el día de descanso ya. Y me dice algo, yo, ha entrado usted y ya está pidiendo el día de descanso.
¿Sí?
Well,
where have you been for the last...
I've actually been in Hackney. With thousands of people every year trying to get their relatives and their mothers and their children in. That's where I've been. That's why I know we don't have open door immigration.
Why is that? Why is it right to wear a Maoist t-shirt, but obviously wrong, as it is, to wear a Hitler t-shirt?
I suppose some people will judge that on balance. Ma did more good than harm. 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 Ma did more good than harm.
decision, which we talked about before, don't want to dwell on that, to send your son to a private school, you said, quote, West Indian mums will go to the wall for their children, so black mothers love their kids more than white.
Andrew, we've just had, I think, one of the most important budgets in a generation. I've said everything I'm going to say about where I sent my son to school.
No, I'm not talking, that's what I want to... I don't understand this quote.
No.
Supposing Michael had said, white mums will go to the wall for their children.
Andrew, I've got nothing new to say.
Why would you say that will go to the wall for their children?
Andrew...
I mean, isn't that a racist remark?
Andrew, I've got nothing new to say. Let's talk about the most important budget in the lifetime.
I'm talking about what you've said. If West Indian mums are as wonderful as you say, why are there so many dysfunctional West Indian families in this country, and so many West Indian young men end up in a life of crime and gangs?
I actually run an awards programme and have done for many years for London's top achieving black children. And actually, Andrew, there's lots of black boys out there working hard and doing extremely well.
Clearly not enough of them for you to send your kid to the local school.
This is going around.
I mean, you didn't want him to go to a school full of kids that had been brought up by West Indian mums.
No, actually, under a Labour government, because this all happened 9 years ago, now, in that time, Labour's built 5 new secondary schools in Hackney, and I wouldn't have to make the same decision.
Would you like to make it clear that, in the round, in general, West Indian mums are no better or no worse than white mums and Anglo-Asian mums and so on?
Andrew, I've got nothing more to say.
You don't want to make that clear?
Andrew, I've got nothing more to say.
So you still think West Indian mums
I've got
are the best?
nothing more to say.
Okay.